everyone, it's Alex from Wine Academy here, and for tonight's tasting I thought what we'd do is have a look at one of the wines which goes out in our WSET Level 1 Award in Wines tasting pack and run through it in a WSET Level 1 style of tasting. So the wine I've picked out is the In Dreams Yarra Valley Pinot Noir, and I think most people who have tasting packs have received this wine. And if you do have the textbook in front of you, which looks like this, then I would recommend turning to page 24, where the systematic approach to tasting is detailed. And if you are in the online classroom, this is available to you as a PDF. And I really recommend having this in front of you when you're doing tastings, particularly as you start off, because it's a really great little prompt. It just helps you remember the things that you should be thinking about. Now, level 1 really starts off really easily, because all we have to do is assess whether or not the wine is red, white or rosé. And this wine, although it is quite pale, it's very definitely a red wine. One piece of feedback which is quite common in the online classroom is that people go into way too much detail talking about colour. Literally red, white or rosé. Then we swirl the wine around in the glass and have a smell. And we're looking at the aroma characteristics. This is really strawberry and raspberry. In terms of, are there any other characteristics that might indicate the use of oak, any spiciness, vanilla characteristics? Not really coming through in this wine at all. Very much focused on that fresh strawberry and raspberry, which is exactly what we would expect for a Pinot Noir. And then have a taste. And remember the dribble test. Once you've spat the wine out or swallowed it, hold your mouth open and see how much it starts to salivate. So sweetness wise, this wine definitely falls into the dry category. And remember that most table wines are going to fall into dry. So if you're ever in doubt, dry is kind of your statistically safe guess. Acidity, my mouth was watering quite a lot. And that's again what we'd expect from a Pinot Noir, that high acidity. So that real mouth-watering characteristic. If you hold your mouth open and all of a sudden you have to swallow quite quickly, that's an indication there's some good acidity there. Tannins in this are very soft, so there's no real big grippiness. It's certainly not drying my mouth out. There's a little bit of furriness, but definitely what we would call soft tannins. In terms of alcohol, alcohol and body are very tightly related, and with this wine, alcohol sits very much in the middle of the road. It doesn't feel hot at all, and this wine comes in at 13.5% alcohol. In terms of body, it's perhaps a little bit lighter than the actual alcohol might make you think, so I'd be comfortable at putting this as a light body red wine, and certainly that ties in with what you learn about Pinot Noir in the WSET Level 1 Award wines. Now, in terms of the flavour characteristics, it does very much follow through from the nose to the palate, so lots of that red berry fruit, strawberries, raspberries. There is a little bit of earthiness on the finish with this. Yeah, quite a savoury finish, earthiness or perhaps meatiness coming through at the finish. It doesn't have bags of oak, there's no big whack of vanilla or spice coming through, and that's really typical with Pinot Noir as well. It's typically a pretty delicate kind of flavour profile, and if you throw a big pile of oak at it, then the oak is what we taste. And then that's basically all you need to write down for level 1. So I encourage people to use as many descriptors as they can. Don't just write down fruity. I mean, if fruity is as far as you can go, then that's a great start. But if you are picking up other things, put in a little bit more detail. But remember that you don't have to write a 13-page essay about what you're tasting in this wine. And when you're tasting wines, think about what the grape varieties are. If you know, that will help you. What kind of things am I looking for? Am I expecting? And of course, if you're blind tasting, then you need to be thinking, well, I'm tasting strawberries and raspberries, and have you kind of tick this hope you are enjoying the wines in your tasting pack if you're watching this.